So for the guests, welcome. And myself, my name's Andrew. This is Igor, and we are part of the facility that run these workshops. The best thing for us to do is if you do have any questions, two things. You can either electronically raise your hands in the chat area, or if you're not getting through to any of us, I'd find it a lot easier. Just wave your hand in front of the camera, and then people will see you, and eventually you'll get the attention. That's one way to do it. The other way is as we will sign in and as we get on with this, is first off, having this over Zoom is just basically a precaution for COVID. And it's a wonderful way for everyone to get together. It's a nice, safe place for people to come and see what we do. A lot of people try and lure in from the outside and they just want to hear what's going on and see what's going on and get to meet us. And my suggestion to the guests is if you have any questions, ask the participants. Sometimes every now and again it gets a little chaotic because there's people asking questions and people are talking over each other. So the best way to run this whole show is for everybody to mute their microphones. And what we do is we actually take the keyboard and we use the space bar. And now, so basically when you push space, then you can actually speak. And the way the reason why we do that is because then you become the main focus of the whole deal. And then, of course, then it doesn't jump around and you don't hear dogs barking in the back while someone's busy talking. So the way that this whole thing sits together or fits together is we had BreakThrough last week and we had a chalice the week before that. And then we had the chalice post-course yesterday. And we want to hear from everyone. We want to hear from the people that have been through the workshop. We want to know what it was like for you. What was life like before you joined, went to the workshop, before your breakthrough? What life is like now after your breakthrough. And breakthrough is not a motivational course. We're not here to pump you up, motivate you, get you excited about something that doesn't give you anything to really sink your teeth into so that you can actually go out there and do something with your life. It's about life itself. It's about how we operate. It's about how people around you operate. And it's how to actually get deeper into the way that you work so that if you know how you work, you can work much better with your environment. And it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So in the way we talk about self or personal development, the Harlequin experience is a journey into what we call self-mastery. So it's learning about yourself, mastering yourself, and getting way, way deeper. So if there are any questions, if you have any strange questions, you're welcome to either type it into the comments below or on the side. We'll get your questions like that. Or if you want to ask a direct question, as I said, either wave your hand at your camera and we'll get you'll get our attention. Or otherwise, if you can find the button at the bottom panel, just put your hand up or let us know that you've got a question and we'll take it there. So the bottom line is this is more of a conversation. We're going to keep it nice and relaxed. There'll be people that will pop in and out if you want to grab yourself something to drink. And we'll take it from there. So zooming into the participants, the people that were here last week and went through the breakthrough experience, we're going to start with one person. I don't know where we're going to start yet. And then the best thing we do is that person just starts to nominate their friend and nominate the next one, so that we can flow. Otherwise, if someone says, okay, who's next? And everyone sits there staring at the screen. No one goes anywhere. No one talks to each other. And it just gets awkward. So just bear in mind, once you get chosen, we want to hear from you. We might actually ask you a few questions just to spur on some conversation. And then be prepared to pick the next person. And then obviously the rest of us on the call, please be prepared because you might get picked. So here's the quick thing is who's going to go first? Someone will either be brave and go first, or we're going to roll a dice and just randomly pick. So in the next 2 seconds, who goes first? Cool. Ian, you're up, man.
How's it? How's everyone doing? Well, you guys can't answer. You're muted. Lol. I finally have the mic to myself. So I'll start with what I can recall of what you asked, if I may speak freely. I'll get going. Before breakthrough, I was wrestling with a lot of inner demons. And afterwards, I'm still wrestling with those inner demons. But it seems I'm a lot more capable of dealing with those demons. They no longer spend so much of my time or my focus. I've been trying to get out of my head by just doing more things and thinking thinking more efficiently about them, and actually sort of like thinking to the point where I know I can do it, and at that point just starting to do it. I've been exercising well, I've been cooking, I've been like I said, trying to make known. My girlfriend made some korma today, and she's been around, and yeah, it was the first day afterwards was quite curious. It felt a lot like I was tripping, to be honest. Like knowledge is power, so knowledge of self is power of self, and just sort of being better acquainted with why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling or how I'm feeling, regardless of which point in the spectrum I fall in, has been refreshing. It's been like drinking a cold beer during Prohibition.
Dude, seriously, your definitions of the way you describe it just sounds awesome. Like, it makes me thirsty. It's like, oh, that sounds awesome. So, that is brilliant. And once again, I mean, even our discussion that we had between ourselves, I find it extremely stimulating. And then, of course, we get back into our lives. Have you found it like relatively easy to start applying this kind of stuff? Do you find it just naturally actually playing out in your life? Or is it just something that's like an intellectual experience and you can like toss it away in 3 days, you'll forget it?
I'll be honest, I've been trying not to forget it, but it has largely been, there's been a lot of aha moments. If there was a candle, I would have been through a few packs of matches by now, where I would do something or say something and be like, ah, fuck. Like, that's where it's at. That's making sense. So it's a lot like a painting where they give you the numbers and each number is associated with a color. And before, all the colors were mildly gray, and now all of a sudden colors are making a little bit more sense. The painting's still the same, and the numbers are still identical, and the colors are largely still the same. It's just, I feel like I'm looking at it a little bit differently. And yeah, it's been good. It's definitely worth my time so far. I'm looking forward to Chalice loads. I'll probably regret saying that. I don't doubt it, but like in the best possible way. So that's cool as well.
Most people only regret saying that about Chalice about the first 2 or 3 days. And then by the time we finish Chalice, they love us again. So it's a kind of like breakthrough.
Yeah, I thought you
we only
guys
get
the
to
whole way
like each
through.
other. Say again?
I liked you guys the whole way through. It was good.
You might scare away some of the guests. Not necessarily. I mean, that's one of the things that's nothing that we do is secret. The only thing that it's obviously very important is there's a confidentiality thing. You know, we play games and we do go through processes. And listening to what you're saying about, you know, going through all those matches, those little aha moments, it's very important because generally we do. Once we go through the experience, we need some time and we need to go back into our own lives. And we start having those little moments and then revisit the content. And the main thing that I need to stress to pretty much everyone, this is not a thing that, you know, you got to now do it this brand new way. It's about finding your way. And it's like you version 2.0, you know, it's like making your version better. And if you
1.1.
yeah, 1.1, there we go. And if you're excited about Chalice, that's fantastic news because yeah, Chalice we definitely get down to a much deeper level and we do take us much further. So that is good news and we look forward to having you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me already as well.
Perfect. So I mean, of course, we can obviously bounce around, and if there's something else that you'd want to add or talk about, then we can come back to you. But if there's anything else or nothing else, then I'd suggest you share, or if there's any questions, and then pick who's next.
At this stage, there's nothing else other than thank you. Thank you for spending your time, and like thank you for allowing me to spend mine. And Babs is next. Start with Babs, then go to Babs. Babette.
You must unmute your microphone, Babette.
Okay, do I need to push you?
Try
Okay. Yeah, my husband says he doesn't know what to do with me. I've got too much energy. And yeah, the first 2 days when I got back, I was quite disappointed in myself or whatever. I found Katrina and I was very upset and everything. And then she started with all the red pages and she said, yeah, but it's not going your way, but there must be another way. But sometimes reality strikes and it's really not what you think it is, especially when it's financially. So I battled a bit with the problem. The person staying in our house not paying, not the rent, not the water, not the electricity, and things like that. And it was very difficult for me. And when Katrina said to me, it's your choice, I said, wow, it wasn't my choice. It was definitely not my choice to get somebody to stay in the house. She said, well, you and your dad decided, so it was your choice. So, okay, bang, on the head. I managed to get through that, work through that, and yeah, I think I'm quite positive. As I say, Eugene is a bit worried about me. He can't keep up at the moment, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Chalice, and I can't wait for Eugene to go on the next breakthrough, because there's so many things that I want to share and talk to him, but now zip. So
Eugene, how do you feel about that? I mean, you're literally right next to her. She's talking about like you're not even in the room.
yeah, so it was really fun, and I must say I wish it was last week this time. Because then you didn't know what's coming, but it was amazing. And yeah, can't wait for Chalice. So, okay, I think I'm nominate Urmila next.
Awesome. Thank you, Babette. Just on that note, it is very often like you're doing the right thing when your decisions start to feel a bit difficult and a bit annoying. And I mean, awareness is very much not as comfortable as we would like it to be. I mean, Andrew and I joke a lot with each other. Like, we'll start talking to each other, and then we just go like, "Don't come at me with that harlequin shit." So yeah, it does take a lot of practice, and it does take a lot of it's a lot. It's very annoying things to realize that some of the most difficult things in your life are actually things that you could have possibly put there yourself. So yeah, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome hearing from you.
We look forward to having you on Chalice also. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Eugene, do you have anything to say? You're right there.
Yeah, how's you been?
Is she all right?
Have you been experiencing it?
It's all right.
We'll say Anna. We'll say.
The only thing I have to do is just try and speed her down, rather than speed her, because she's completely different. So I'm looking forward to this breakthrough. You see, exactly, because I've got Babette now, and I've got Katrina, and I've got Duan and Henrik and all those people that are saying you must go. So I've got no choice, but on the other hand, that's a choice I'm making. I want to do it. I'm not sure what I'm going to find. I'm not sure what
anything that you'll find is more of you.
Okay.
So if you're already there, I think we're going to do fantastic work. And in fact, if you're going to join us willingly, then I think you'll just have more fun. It just gets more and more fun. So it does. It gets more fun. So yeah. And if you have any questions for us, please don't feel free to ask.
Hey, we're back again. Huh?
Yeah, I just want to say something else. The last day, you all said that we look different. And I thought, oh, can't be true. So when I went to my sister-in-law, and she said to me, but you look different. It must be because your brother is out of hospital. So I was thinking about what you were saying. So thank you again.
It's a pleasure. We do look different. The lights in our eyes start shining, and our skin shines, and it's amazing what just a shift in perspective can do for us. It's more of, like I said, it's just basically more of us that shines through when we strip of some of those layers, and then the more of us just shine through. Some people embrace the change, and some people don't. So you're in a very fortunate position that you're in an environment where the change is accepted. Sometimes people arrive back home and they do look different, and sometimes it doesn't go over well. So unfortunately, there's not a hard, fast formula. But you do change.
sorry, why would it not go well? Is it because people are not really embracing the whole thing, or is it because of other people that are actually pulling him down?
Eugene, it comes down to one of these things. Before we go into personal development, and I mean, if I go back 20 years ago, in fact, this February will be 20 years that I've been doing this. If I go back even 20 years, when one of your like if you're in a relationship and your close partner goes and does this stuff, and it's odd to you, it's something that you've never done before. What it brings up in general is it brings up our fears, because we see our partner go away for a while, and then we see them come back and they're different. And invariably, what happens for most people, I mean, we've been general, but what happens is our fears come up for us, and we start getting worried that the partner that we're in love with is going to leave us because they've changed. And it's a very real fear. And the way that humans work, the way people work, is when they like what's familiar. So when the person arrives back, and exactly as Babette says, you don't feel like you look different. You don't think you look different. You just simply do look different. I mean, you noticed it. Even sister-in-laws and our people, our family, our friends, they'll notice it. So the people that are close to us, especially in a let's call it a younger relationship, so a relationship that's pretty new. And I mean, I'm talking about new within the first 10 years. And if the relationship is a little bit rocky, when the person arrives back and they've changed, the person has fear in them. And the fear is one of the hardest things to admit just to another human being, that I'm afraid that I'm going to lose you. So we respond. Sometimes the response is favorable because we can see the person that we love is getting better and doing well. But most of the time, generally, when the person goes away and comes back, because there's change, the person experiences fear. So they don't react well to that. It's a process, and I make that very obvious because we've been doing this for so long. I've seen the process, and we talk from experience. And the thing is this: if we can nurture them through that process, then the process can still be a very positive one. So I make it obvious. I almost struggle like to hide things from people, because I would rather let them know what's going on up front than allow them to go back to the environment and then suddenly face weird situations that they're not prepared for. So I just prepare people for that. And it's not that much to be afraid. We don't need to be afraid. It's just that being afraid is not a nice place that we like to be. And for the most part, we haven't had the skills, the knowledge, the expertise, and the support to get ourselves through our own fears. Maxim?
Thanks. Thank you.
Dankie. Wie's volgende?
Urmila.
Hi, everyone. Andrew, I said hello to everyone already, but it's so wonderful to see all of you and to be with you again. I'm just talking about what Eugene asked, and going back to feeling different and looking different. Our older daughter arrived on Sunday morning, and I was busy dancing in the kitchen and cooking biryani after many years. And she said to me, "What have you done with my mother? And who is this woman in the kitchen?" So I was just singing and dancing. I was just on such a high. And Sunday, I felt so blissful. I felt so beautiful. I felt so loved. I loved myself so much. And of course, the best thing is I can now share stories with Kamika, because before that, she told me nothing about the course. So I had no expectations. And now we can say, for me, this was my breakthrough. So I can say things to her about the process that I really enjoyed. Sorry. But I think I do look different, and I do sound different. I spoke to my best friend in the UK yesterday, and she said that I sound like the girl she knew 40 years ago. So thank you, Andre. So that is, it's really, incredible. And she knows me better than I know myself. So what you also said, Andrew, about paying attention to your dreams is very valuable, because I've been having very vivid dreams. and dreams about my husband, and just my dreams have just been more, as Ian says, what was gray is suddenly so full of color. Everything in my life is suddenly so full of color. Suddenly I can see a future when not so long ago, towards the end of November, I was wanting to speak to someone about how to end my life because I literally could not see a future alone. I could not see myself in the future without my husband. So, I mean, it's just been a renewed sense of discovering myself. It's like a reset button, on a machine. It's like someone's pressed my reset button and I've gone back into default mode, which is happiness mode, being completely content with who I am and accepting and loving myself. And I also made a very big decision, which Mika and my daughter support me with, and that is to actually follow my heart and do what I really want to do, which is go to Nepal and work with little children and start an orphanage for children. So thank you. And I've decided I don't want to be a judge anymore. And those were, roles almost that were foisted on me, and wearing those black robes and the black court gear, all of those were almost things that hid my persona and allowed me to very quietly hide who I really was, because you had to show up as someone else. And I'm really able to be authentic and to express who I really am. I have no anxiety about having to show up in a particular way. And the thing you said, Andrew, about how things connect with one another is so strange, because remember, the someone I had an issue with many years ago, I suddenly got a missed call from him the other day. And, it's unbelievable that I've just opened myself to being the way I always was, and the parts of myself that I hid and obscured. And thank you. It's just, I'm on this high and I just want it to last. And I'd like to assist in the next breakthrough if I can, and if I'm not working. But I've also decided that I'm going to do Chalice. I really want to do Chalice. And I just, I missed all of you so much after Saturday, because I've just actually fallen in love with all of you and with everything. Thank you. And with myself all over again. So thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Igor. Thank you, Zania. Thank you, Nastasia. And thank you to all my fellow, and Juliet. Where's Juliet? I can't see her. Oh, there!
It's not Nastasia.
I can't see her. It's not Nastasia. It's my eyesight. I'm not wearing my glasses.
They're hiding on those giant chairs, yes.
Yeah, I can see that. And my fellow participants. Babette?
Now you want to make me piss again.
Nee, man. As ek nie is dan manne.
It's happy tears, man. Happy tears.
Happy pissing, but yeah, so that's where I am at. Thank you so much, guys.
I mean, obviously, I speak for Ego and you. Just even that on its own, it's one of those things that if anyone can say that they supported someone to get to a different place or change one person's life, it makes everything worthwhile. Makes everything worthwhile. All of the trials, all of the hard times we go through. And Urmila, I got to tell you, we literally got goosebumps on the side. Thank you so much. And once again, it's, of course, you're the one who did all the work. We just supported it. And that was the discussion we had earlier. It's amazing what can happen just with a little bit of support.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where to start. So And that actually, the one thing I did want to mention is now that between yourself and Kamika, it's one of the things that's also important is now your conversations change. You actually can have a conversation differently, and you know, you
Yeah.
share to a completely different level, and that on its own is just beautiful. It's just beautiful. I know that there's a few others on the call that will say the same, and that's beautiful. You can now take your conversations to a much deeper level. On the not this breakthrough, the breakthrough before that, there was a married couple that went through breakthrough, and then on the chalice, the previous chalice, they went to the chalice together as a couple as well. And I mean, they are just soaring. So it's amazing. It really is amazing. So thank you. It's just once again, the way we look at it is if anyone can just take the work and make it work in their life and just make themselves happy, that's the best thank you in the world to us. So thank you. It's interesting that someone, I mean, you're literally speaking to someone, but not even on the same continent, and they can also tell that you've changed.
Yeah.
So that's
My
amazing.
boy.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. And
Thank
of
you
course,
so much.
I can understand Mika so much better. I understand what she's trying to tell me over the last few months. So our communication is just incredible. And it's, you know, it's really because I've learned this new way of being, which is more aligned to who I really am and who I really was.
I think that's probably where, you know, the breakthrough just kicks in. It's exactly that. It's to,
Yeah.
as we break through that, when we just strip our layers, we actually just let more of ourselves just shine through.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Urmila, when you talk like that, I just want to reach through the screen and give you a fat hug. It's just so amazing to hear you talk like that. That's
Thank
oh,
you.
like I'm just sitting here smiling, like I don't even know what to say. That's
Yeah,
just amazing.
we're glowing.
Yeah, we're just
We're
like,
like, that's awesome.
yes. But it's
Thank
exactly that. I mean, what you described earlier, it's like, I mean, one starts to, like, just with all the knocks of life, like it just starts packing on and packing on and packing on. You just start carrying these layers and layers and layers, and you just watch yourself start to slowly disappear.
Yeah.
And then, like, it just shows you in one, like, all at once, you can just drop all of that and become almost childlike in a sense where it's like you feel like a child, as clean as a child, as open as a child, with all the years of experience of where you are now. And I think that is just incredible. Just if you, yeah, I'm at a loss for words. It's just
No, but you're
amazing.
right, Igor, because the thing is, I've been meditating for years, but meditation has not given me what breakthrough gave me in 4 days. So years of meditation didn't bring me this inner peace. And that just really is very powerful.
It is. It's an extremely powerful process, especially also if you allow it. And one of the things is when we start to discover, when we get to those places where, you know, we deal with it very often. A lot of people want to just leave the planet because it's just a structure. It's a base where they've arrived at, just out of their groundwork of looking for solutions and answers. And we get to these places, and when we finally discover that, you know, if we left the planet prematurely, look at what we would actually be not only denying the planet, but we deny ourselves a completely brand new experience.
Yeah.
We all have 100% of our lives left starting today. And yeah, and we're here for the experience. Enjoy it, whether it's hard, joyful. We just literally would have denied ourselves a massive experience. So yeah, if we can change, as I say, if we can change one person's life, of course, I mean, so for the proof is in the pudding. It's not just one; it's obviously quite a few. And the thing is this, we actually spoke on the chalice call about this. When we start to do this development, even just for ourselves, we actually start to impact about 1,000 people around us. You know, we flash a smile across the room. It changes someone's idea or opinion about themselves in the moment. They get a warm feeling, and just those little changes, and yeah, things change.
Yeah.
I had a guy just speaking to the whole group, not that long ago, but I had a guy phone me on Monday, and we were about to start the breakthrough on the Wednesday, and he said to me, well, you know, someone told me I should phone you, but I don't think it's even worthwhile because I'm going to off myself, and I'm leaving all the details out on purpose. And I said to him, I tell you what, you're going to off yourself anyway. So can you put that off until Thursday? And I mean, it was a strange conversation. He was like, what? I was like, well, you're not going to lose anything. I mean, just hold off until Thursday. And
It's like, at least let the FOMO keep you alive.
yeah. So I said, hold off until Thursday, come through and see what we do on the Wednesday. And if your opinion changes, well, then let's see where it takes us. And the long and the short of the story is he came to the Wednesday. He came in on Wednesday, and then he didn't off himself. He finished the whole process, and now he's married, and he's got a daughter and a very, very loving family. His wife hasn't come yet and anything like that, but that's just, I tell you what, if people can just get the capabilities of what we are really about and what we can bring to this planet, what an amazing planet we live on. So thank you for that. It makes all the work that we do. And when I say we, I'm talking about our whole thing. All of us makes it worthwhile. So thank you.
Thank you. I nominate Andre.
Why did I know you were going to do that? Oh, Urmila, oh my word. Jeez. I'm going to start crying all over again. You guys know how much I cried last week, Friday. So, yeah, wow, what an amazing feedback. I mean, that's just incredible. And just so happy, man. I can't get that sight out of my head of you just dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing and never stopped. And that's what your life's going to be like now, my sweethearts. You're just going to dance. That's incredible. I mean, wow, just goose flesh all over. So happy. Well, from our side, as you guys know, Natalie has just come off Chalice, and I've just come off Breakthrough. So you must know what's going on in the De La Serna household.
Are you coping? Are you managing?
Well, it's like there's a nuclear bomb that's just been exploded here in the neighborhood. Greenstone doesn't know what's headed. I think my kids are in absolute shock. Of all of a sudden, they've got parents. Wow. There's boundaries and there's rules and there's all kinds of things going on. So, yeah, but I think definitely there's been some interesting changes in the house in a couple of days. So, but notwithstanding the fact that, well, as you guys know, I came into Breakthrough in what I thought was a good space, right? Good space. And I just didn't realize that I could be in a much better space, and the workshop just skyrocketed me into like the stratosphere. It was just everything that was positive in my mind just exacerbated, and everything that was negative or whatever, it was like, okay, well, why am I thinking that? And, why am I carrying that? So for me personally, that was my breakthrough, and I really, it was interesting being a breakthrough in the midst of crowds and people and all kinds of things this week. Very different comments. Did you cut your hair, or did you go and spend money on new clothes? Like shit like that. So
did you have liposuction?
Did you?
Maybe I need some surgery or some Botox.
Exactly.
It's true. And there's nothing.
I ate quite well actually throughout Breakthrough. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I had my protein shakes and whatever else going on. So, but yeah, so it just, yeah, and I think that's what I've been telling people, to sign up for the course. It's like, if it's one thing that you're gonna get out of it is your positive stuff, whatever's positive in your life, that's what matters. That's the stuff that adds value. Go after that, as opposed to, wallowing in self-pity and mire. So it was good to reconnect. I mean, Natalie and I've done a lot of work like this on ourselves before, and but Breakthrough was something completely different. And I really appreciate it. I think the universe put together a beautiful group. I think our energy was amazing. I think you guys as the training team or the workshop leaders, I mean, the whole of Harlequin organization, I mean, it's like just been absolutely incredible. So yeah, Chalice it is. So we're in. And if we can get one person in our stratosphere to do breakthrough, as you say, it influences 1,000 others. Bit by bit, we can influence the world. So, yeah, flying high, guys, flying high. Even with some financial shit going on this week, just like, funny story. I went to a client today, he hasn't paid me since December. Big client, and big workshop, and it's a whole company with a whole marketing and sales team or whatever it is. And they said, Andre, how are you doing? So I said, I'm doing great. Today I'm listening. And they said, oh, okay. Well, aren't you working? I said, yeah, when you guys decide to pay me, then I'll start working. So now they're paying me on Friday. So that was really sick. But it was all said as a joke, as in jest, but I meant every word of it, obviously. So it was really interesting. So yeah, been great. And can I just say, Keegs, you're looking like quite sick there with the wind blowing and the whatever's going on there. Have you got a guitar there? Are you going to play for us? What's happening?
Oh, I do have a guitar. I'm not as good as Ian, but I actually do have a question for you that I wanted to ask you. And I hope the other guests are listening. Would you exchange the experience you've had for like a buttload of money?
Absolutely not. Not in 100 million years. This is not even worth $1 million, $2 million couldn't want me to change what I went through last week. So that's the value of this shit, guys. I mean, this is no MBA, no master's degree, no jackpot lottery, because the prize is in here. That's the prize, and that's what you're going to win. So you're going to win back your life. So absolutely, 100%. I don't want my money back, Andrew.
Oh, if you get your money back, imagine if we could take your experience from you. I mean, that would be a very weird proposition.
Yeah, just bottle it up and like make an elixir out of it and sell the shit. Like wow.
I'll tell you what, if we could turn this into Oros and get everybody to drink it, this world would be a different place. Not everyone would drink it, but
no, we go spark the dam, man. Go spark water. Just dump the stuff in. Wow. Yeah, shit, yeah. I nominate Gustav to go next.
Gustav, before you pull the trigger, one thing, and I heard what you said, Andre, coming from you, it means a lot to us. In other words, there's this idea out there that someone goes out, they do some personal development, and then they hear, what do we do? And they ball us up at the same thing, and they think, oh, I've done that. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's not the same thing. And it's only once we have the experience that it's not the same thing. And here's the thing, and also talking to the group and the guests, you arrived, and just what you said, you arrived in a good space. I mean, you actually you're in a good space. The work that you've done before also supported you and got you to a good space. Things are good. And then just look at how much, and the way that I look at it is, people say, is this for healthy people or must there be something wrong with you? Generally, it doesn't matter if there's something wrong with you, but generally it helps because it's easier to work with people. But it's when we're actually doing well, we can even get way more out of this. So we can actually take ourselves to a much, much higher level. So it doesn't matter if it's not a point that only people that are broken or people with problems do this. No, in fact, my basic experience is oftentimes the people that are really doing well, got a few challenges, but they're doing well, can tend to grab this and just do so much better. I mean, the way that you handled the client also is just like you sit there and just coming from a completely different space, it just makes your negotiations so much easier, so much smoother. and you really are sitting in a position of pure power from that position. And
Yeah, no, it was.
coming from you, thank you so much for the feedback, man. It means a lot to us. Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sweet, Gustav.
How's it going, everyone? Yeah, so now when everyone was speaking, I had no idea what I was going to say. So I've been thinking, and I'm not yawning because your guys' stories are boring. I love hearing how you guys have moved and everything. I'm just very tired because I've been extremely busy, and I just found that, so before I came on this breakthrough course, I found that I was very, like, in a sense, motivated, but I didn't have I was stuck in that sense of just thinking and not taking action. And one thing after that, so yeah, after the experience, I found that one thing that stuck with me is, like, I want to go to London. And the biggest word that I took from the whole thing was to be spontaneous. And I found that helped me so much with getting up off the couch or just getting and doing something productive in the day. And so I found that I've got more self-discipline, and it's come from, like, not systems I've set up outside, but just how I am. I feel like I changed a lot after the course. Yeah, and what else? Yeah, there's been a few stuff that's come up. I just feel like I'm a bit more, I've got more clarity, like, in my mind. A lot of the things I find that I'm already grasping concepts quicker, and I just feel like I'm present as well. Like, there's a few times where I've sat in traffic this week, or just driving just driving around town, and just seeing people get angry at stuff that doesn't even matter. And I find joy in in just being present and realizing, like, the next robot's red, mate. It doesn't matter if you're gonna go reach it at 120 or at 80 kilometers an hour. So yeah, it was just very nice. I just feel like I'm more present now.
Dude, that is something so special. Actually, especially working with people that are going into matric or doing university or in mentally challenging jobs. I mean, we're living on what's called a knowledge society now. We're actually getting paid more for the knowledge which is in our head. We do a lot more computer work than, we don't go out there and farm the land and break our own backs, busy tilling the land. And when you say it now, it's like you actually start to grasp concepts a lot quicker. You pick up things a lot faster. And it's very interesting. The more you learn and the more that you can learn, the quicker that you can learn. So you actually get, you actually start speeding up. Yeah. And mentioning it like that, it just shows you that, suddenly it's like these small little shifts. And the best part about this, and I know that I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, it changes your life. And that's the thing. It just changes your life from your perspective. It's not about something. I mean, think about it. Well, you can tell us. Did we tell you how you must behave? We can't hear you. You got to say yes or no.
Yeah, no, you didn't, which is cool. It's a self-discovery, self-mastery, as you would say.
As you would say, and that's one of the things that's so critical. And when we actually learn how we function, and that we start really getting into contact with the things which are important to ourselves, and it becomes way more meaningful. So just even that mention, like, my ears peak up when people mention these things that sometimes people will miss it. So I just bring our attention back there. We get to grasp these concepts at a much higher level. We actually learn a lot faster, and it starts to sink into us, and it becomes our brand new behavior. It'll take practice. There's still more to practice. But again, hearing how you're doing, that's great. And as I'm sure, kind of like Andre, you arrived, everything was pretty much fine anyway. And it just took you to another level, not so?
Yeah, so I finished a great year last year academically, and just where I am, I was very happy. But I feel like I think I thought I was happy, and this whole process has just made me more in touch with what I'm feeling and being present in the moment, and, like, just small interactions with people. I find that I just really cherish them a lot more. It'll be the smallest stuff, like just if you're getting groceries or something, just talking to the person at the till. It's just more yeah, it's better. So they asked me, how's the week been with your mom? It's been awesome. I think we're both just very happy, and it's been my mom and I have always gotten along well. So, but this week's been just another great week. Yeah. I wouldn't say maybe I'm just enjoying it more. I don't know about her. But yeah, it's been an awesome week.
Well, once again, when we change, our relationships change. Most of the time we wait for the other person to change. We really don't get the depth of the stuff. So yeah, taking the relationships with our parents and just all our friends and everything like that to a deeper level, it makes it much more worthwhile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. It's like there's a very, very easy way to change literally everything in your life. I mean, what's the one thing that connects literally everything in your life? It's you, right? So once you change your perspective, you start experiencing everything in your life in a completely different way. And it just becomes brand new. You can look at the same old stuff, the same old issues, the same old situations with a brand new set of eyes, and you experience it completely differently. As you say now, it's just like you find joy in the smallest things, and you watch people getting upset over things that are trivial, like that don't even matter. And you're like, Jesse, can you imagine that? Forgetting that a lot of times, like, we came from exactly that kind of space. So yeah, dude, it's awesome. It sounds like you're doing really good, and awesome to hear from you, man. Thank you. Cool. You're in the spotlight, Lizelle. Go for it. Hit it.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
We can.
Okay, cool. Because I just had difficulties, so that's just why I'm asking.
You can't have
So,
difficulties. You've been on a workshop the last week. Everything should be fine.
Technical.
Yeah, can't speak for our assistants.
Yeah, the assistants are having a struggle
Technical.
there. Okay, go.
So, I just want to welcome my husband. He dialed in from Zimbabwe, so he's online. Even during the workshop, I actually explained to many people, like who I got in contact with, what the workshop meant to me already during the workshop, not even after the workshop, really during the process. And all that I can just tell them is that I have no idea how to explain this to you, but you guys have to come to the workshop and experience it yourself. And luckily, I've got a good trust reputation. So I'm sure that there are many people that will eventually reach out and then join the workshop also. I've immediately signed up for the assistance, to be assistance, because I'm a firm believer of support and assisting other people. So I'm definitely doing that. Also joining Chalice. Really, really looking forward to that. And then I think from after the workshop, like I mentioned to you guys, I'm a bit of a late bloomer. So the emotions actually only struck me afterwards, like everything that actually happened. So there was a lot of crying, a lot of emotions, and unfortunately not so much support that I had on the workshop, but I dealt with it. I am a person that was always aware of what's going on around me, but I'm at a point where I'm even more aware. So I feel like a ninja sometimes, but which is a good thing. I just need to control that now because sometimes when I speak to people, I will start speaking and I think I speak like in different languages to them, and I will all of a sudden click, and I was like, they won't know what you're talking about. Like, just slow down. So that to me is a bit of a challenge. Like I just want to, like, I'm like a boiling fountain. Like I just want to talk and help and that's just always who I've been. Like I've always been a very supportive person to other people. And then also my communication with others. I've got a lot of, or I experience a lot of getting offensive if people speak the way they speak to me or whatever. But then that comes again with awareness. Like I will definitely then calm myself, I won't react. I will just, I have that inner introspective of what is this about. So just my communication with others and how they are with me is, I'm busy fine-tuning that also. Then something that also really popped up was acting versus thinking. That universe thing and the match thing is like every day it's been, it's been in my life, like the clapping thing. And then I will like be like a nana sitting there clapping and no one will know what I'm doing. And I'm just like, oh, sorry, you won't get it. And then I just realized, okay, I'm kind of like snapping out of it. So also the self-pitying thing, I'm really not on that train anymore. Standing up for myself, and well, I've always stood up for myself, but I'm just not letting other people control me anymore, or tell me what to do. And then I always worried about what they will think, and I'll just go down that memory lane. Obviously, with that comes a lot of tension, because they don't understand me now. They don't understand, but why am I now not doing what they want? So yeah, that is something also that's happening. And I'm trying to stop the but word. I'm getting there, but I'm really working hard on it. I'm very conscious. I'm very conscious about the but, and I will like even mention it I will even mention it in a conversation, and again they will be like, "What are you talking about?" And I will say, "No, you won't get it. I'm just on my own trip." Then also working still a lot on my my opinion. We're getting there, and also really the stubbornness. I believe I'm not a rock now. I might be like a grain. I'm getting there. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. And sometimes there are actually a moment in my day that I will say to myself, okay, but this is not just a joke. That I will say, what would Andrew say? Or what would Andrew do? To just get me out of it again.
Oh, yeah. I'll just leave it there for now. What would Andrew do? I don't know. It's one of those things. Okay, that's one of the things. And I see Keagan's also got his hand up. He wants to probably got a question for you. And it's one of the best parts is when we can start engaging, and when our partners start engaging with the stuff that we do. And as I mentioned before, oftentimes we experience some, this person's change and what's going to happen and what does that mean. So if hubby's on the call, then that's fantastic, and it's a great place to start to share, because most of the time when we do this work, of course it's for us, but it impacts a relationship and it makes things better, and it does open the door. So if you got if you manage to sign in, and that's also the beauty of doing this over Zoom, we can literally access guests. Not last time, about 4 breakthroughs ago, we actually had people logging in from the UK and people logging in from the States, and even with the time difference, and another one from Australia, and all of the weird time differences. So it's actually quite cool that we can actually have everyone together in one go. And yeah, it is a different thing, especially when we're experiencing people from a remote location. When I did a lot of work in Africa, having those experiences over a delayed time and not being around the person all the time, it makes us think all weird things. So I think you're doing great. And then, of course, if there are any questions, let's have them. And I'm talking about life in general. And yeah, it's awesome. So, hubby, I'm going to, is it Francois? Is Francois your hubby?
Yeah.
Francois,
Yes.
I don't know if you can hear us and see us. We can't see you, but if you are looking, welcome and thanks for joining us. So, bye, donkey.
Hi everyone. Yes,
Hallo,
thanks
Gerrit.
Andrew.
Daar's
Oh,
hy.
always good. Always lekker.
Lekker,
Sorry,
man.
apologies for not having my camera on. I'm sitting, yes, like Lizelle said, I'm in Zimbabwe for a while.
Oh, is that
I'm
why it's so
sitting
dark?
Yes, I'm sitting underneath. Well,
It's
at
so
least
dark.
we can still buy some beer here, so I think we're in a better position than you guys.
What?
Oh, you
What?
Bliksem.
My wife will freak out. It's like you get to buy alcohol.
Well, I'm
No.
sitting here on a rock right underneath the Wi-Fi tower. So apologies, we don't have the best of infrastructure here, but we're working with what we have. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity, and thanks, Lizelle. Yeah, you look beautiful as always. And she told me a little bit of the course, but not too much. And I'll definitely, the next one, the timelines I won't be able to attend, but the one after that I will definitely, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, thank you.
There you go. Yeah, we had a mic thing. Yeah, and that's lekker to hear from you. And again, that space, if if we are in that space that we can actually just do something that our partners have done, I think it's fantastic. Lekker to hear from you. And like I said, it's Zimbabwe. Actually, I got to tell you a little bit green is jealousy because I'm very sure that the weather's lekker. Yeah, and the times are good. So I've worked up there before.
Yeah, it just it's the rainy season, so we have actually significant more rain than normally. So just for December, we had about 650 millimeters, and I think we're standing
What?
just for this month, we are almost at about 250 millimeters of rain. So yeah, it rains every day, but yeah, but it's nice. It's cool and rains every day, and but yeah, no, it's nice. People is friendly. I think a lot of people maybe need to come here because we in South Africa always just hear the negative about Zimbabwe, but there's also the people is friendly. People need to experience it. The first time I flew in last year, I thought, okay, will we even be able to get food and water here? But it's actually completely different. People is friendly. You can walk into any shop. People will help you. But yeah, it's. I think we only hear the negative and get a different perception of what is actually happening here.
It's also kind of like when I speak to my clients in the States, they've got a really weird idea about South Africa.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's sort of the same idea what I have.
The lures, the lions that walk in the bloody streets. I mean, come on. But that's awesome, dude. It's lekker to actually connect. Well, something else I was going to mention. I know that Keagan also had a question. Did you have a question for Lizelle? Okay, Keagan's going to ask a question. But Francois, thanks, man. If you do have any questions, let us know and we'll answer them as best we can. So, right, donkey. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for you guys. Thanks.
Keagan, I think go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So Lizelle, I wanted to ask you if you're having different results after your breakthrough, and are they getting you more to where you want to be and where you are now? If you understand what I'm asking.
Yes. So internally, me with myself, yes. People don't see it, but I do. In me, I've got like peace and success within myself. So definitely great results.
Bronwyn also has a question for you.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. How did the relationships part, how did that impact your view of your relationship now? Do you see certain things differently? And how does it impact your choices that you make now?
That's a tough one because my husband is not here. So it's kind of at the moment on a standstill because I am a person that I'm a very soul touchy person. Like I can't fix and talk and do things over the phone. There's a lot that, that I know that resonated with me. And I've also reached out to someone that is helping Francois at the moment to develop him and help him where he needs assistance. But the view that I had and the view that I have now, I just can't wait to actually fulfill and sustain and work on that going forward. My view on relationships have definitely changed. So I just can't wait to implement that and get that going.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No, it is.
You're
And
welcome.
just to make sure we all know what the clear. Just yeah. For those of us who are on the call and we have partners on here which haven't been here, don't worry. They didn't speak about you. We don't speak about you. It's none of that stuff. It's obviously our relationships with ourselves and how to actually bring ourselves into relationships. So just to make sure that everyone's clear on that. Just to so the head nods on there. So don't worry, Eugene. We didn't speak about you either. And Francois, we didn't speak about you. So just to clear that kind of stuff up. But thank you. Thanks for the question, Bronwyn. Anything else?
Andrew,
Yeah.
sorry, I was to be honest, I was thinking the other night. I was still speaking with Lizelle during this time and everything. And I was thinking, well, I'm sort of scared going home, but I'm actually now looking forward going home.
That's awesome, dude. That is
Yeah,
awesome. That is awesome.
definitely.
Dude, Francois, seriously, I mean, I really I wanted to put a video together because I mean I experience this a lot. I've had phone calls when people have, because normally on normal times when we're not in breakdown, when we're not in lockdown, we normally work like late in the evening. And sometimes I go back to my phone after we just finished the session, and I've got the partners like phoning me constantly. So I phone them back, and they don't even believe that their partners are actually they're on a workshop or they're actually doing what they say they are. And
Yeah,
and then in the beginning, it is like it. I mean, as partners, we get afraid. We're not afraid, but we're not sure what the hell's going on there. Like, who are these people and what are they saying to them? And I do know of places that, I mean, they'll bash things down. And it's not a good thing. It's not a very good thing. So we do have this idea that, people are going to go to a place and, the best topic of conversation is gossiping and talking about another person. So I just want to make sure that everyone's clear on that. We don't do that here. I don't support that. But the one thing that we do work with is the person who's in front of us. And so I just wanted to make that very clear and very known that, our number one place that we start is let's first preserve relationships. And then, and if things are tough, how do we make sure that it doesn't break down and we smash each other? So, yeah, I mean, if
yeah,
you're moving from the place of, because it's a very real thing. So and I think that's probably the grass we're beginning on. This isn't just some sort of mishmash, let's throw something together. This is a workshop and it's stuff about life. And the most important life that you deal with is yours. So to have anyone stomp all over something that they don't know who you are, they don't know where you're coming from, it's not a very good idea, and I don't support that at all. So yeah, and I really, I acknowledge that we got to deal with people's fears and the places that they go back to, because if you send someone back into a strange environment and you don't give them the tools or the concept that they could be dealing with something that the person won't understand, it could open a very big door to some really terrible things happening. So yeah, thanks for the question and thank you for acknowledging it. Thank you.
yeah. Sorry, I see. I think it's Bronwyn just asked a question if I was scared. Let me just see. Scared when Lizelle was going to the breakthrough. So
Yeah.
no, not at all. I completely supported her, and I was actually at night I asked a few questions. I call in the afternoons, late afternoons, and it was actually I tried to uh, sort of ask questions, but she didn't want to tell me anything. But she said, "No, you just need to go to it." So no, I'm always supportive to her. It doesn't matter what she puts on in life. I always support her. Doesn't if I sometimes think it's a shitty idea, I still support her. And I support her. And if you're positive about something, you just need to believe that in life you're gonna have good experiences and you're gonna have bad experiences, and some is good, some is bad. So you need to try everything. And yeah, I think just for being on the call tonight when she invited me, I can feel that it is a good thing. I can only feel positive things. I don't know what happened, I don't know, and I'm excited to also attend it and experience the feeling that she is having.
And I don't know if you can see Andre in the picture there. We can see Andre. Andre's also a husband and saw his wife go through it as well, and so on. So, dude, honestly, with an attitude like that, personally, I look forward to meeting you, and yeah, let's make this world a much better place. Let's be happy. Bye, Donkey.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, then yeah, Lizelle, you get to nominate next person.
Can I choose one of the assistants?
Yeah, sure. Well, oh, let me guess. There's not everyone pitched on the call. Are we missing a few people?
It's only
Zakir.
Zakir.
Ah, okay, Zakir's missing. Cool.
So Keeks.
There you go, Keagan. You're off it.
You're on first again.
I've been doing very good, thank you. Well, what I've been doing with myself lately, I've just been reading a lot of books and like getting down deep into the rabbit hole of this work, and it's very scary, but it's fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, but that's what I've been doing.
Oh, there you go. Dude, you're making so much progress. Fuck, we're super proud of you. So,
Keagan,
thanks, Butch.
we have a question for you. How many assists have you done since last year, January, since January 2019?
Well, last week's breakthrough was my 19th assist.
What? 19th, 1-9.
Mm.
Yes, you did. That is ridiculous. That's incredible.
And I must say, it's like with each assist, you really do take something out of it, and you like make so much friends, and it's cool to see this community growing. And yeah,
No, yes, Steve. Just, I mean,
planning on doing a lot more.
I personally very vividly remember your breakthrough and your chalice, and just like how you were coming through those processes. I mean, I was also very part of, some of the processes, on both of those processes. And dude, just like seeing how far you've come and seeing how much work you've done. Fuck, dude, like you're not even the same person anymore. It's just amazing. Like I really take my hat off to you, dude. Fucking solid. Oh wait, this is breakthrough post because I'm not supposed to swear.
Yeah, it's not swearing.
Yeah, just beep it out.
Yeah, we'll edit it out later.
Yeah.
Cool. I have another question. This is also to Keagan. When did you choose to start being happy?
Well, I choose it every day when I wake up. I mean, I don't think people really that they never actually choose when they want to be happy. They only like put more energy into stuff that's not gonna get them where they are. If that makes sense to anyone. I choose to be happy like basically every day when I get up. Even when I'm like down, I like go through those stuff. I don't try to resist with it. Then I just choose to be happy because everything's a choice.
Whoop whoop.
Nice, dude. Well, one day when you get to my level, you will start choosing to be miserable because that's way better.
Actually, so it's a quick one to the group. Have you guys listened to any of the supporting audios? Is it any good? Do you want more stuff like that? Did it land? I'm getting a lot of head nods, that sort of stuff. Cool. That's another thing. And once again, if if there's any questions, and B, if there are any things particular that we could add to the audios, of course, you can't jam everything into one go. But it's just to support you at each level and to continue the support, behind what we do. Because it's basically on the first steps of a very long ladder. So yeah, dude. I mean, just as much as you develop, it's part of our development. We grow every time we go through a group. So yeah, we learn lots. You guys have taught us plenty. So thanks. So what we'll do is we're going to open it up to the floor quick. If there are any questions, it's not a case of milking anything, or if anyone wants to say something else. And then we'll just start wrapping up. So I don't know if anyone wants to say anything. I see Andre's like main. So you want to say something? Are you in? You're waving.
Yeah. I just want to say.
Oh, there we go.
I just want to say I recommend everybody listen to the media pack, because every time you listen to like a different podcast or a different recording, it puts you right back into the room, into a scenario that you faced, right? I mean, so definitely worth listening to. I take it.
Andre, I have a question for you. Can you explain the difference in your experience from doing something different, but in a sense, in the same kind of realm as BreakThrough? And what was the difference between that and your BreakThrough? And yeah, what's been the different effect or different kind of shift that you've experienced from it?
Definitely from the first and foremost, the energy of the Limitless organization. I mean, it's light, it creates a safe space. It really creates an environment for you to just be yourself, right? Andrew doesn't pull teeth yet. I don't know what's coming on Chalice, but we don't know. So that was the first and foremost thing. And the assistance. I mean, I can't obviously share for confidentiality what happens here and what happened on the other work that I've done, but just the support is incredible, and you feel it from day one until the very last minute. Whereas in other work, you know, sometimes you get to the end and okay, well, you know, what were they really doing here? And, you know, so, no, it's, completely different. So, I mean, the basis of the work, as Andrew explains, you know, a lot of it is the same, but I just think, this course is, no, it was something else, guys. It really was. I mean, I can't say much because then I give away the secrets, but yeah, I mean, you made a grown man cry. So I think that was worth it in the end. And I felt so light the whole week since I've been crying my eyes out. I even cried when I crashed my car the other morning into the back of a taxi. I just started crying and I was fine.
What?
I was just like, oh, well, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm over it. But once again, then, like in that reaction, whereas I would have been so angry, I was just like, oh, no, not another excess, please. You know?
Man, that's so awesome. So awesome.
Yeah, so you guys just make a great, an incredible team. And I mean, I'm going to get so involved in this shit. It's not even funny.
Thank you. Okay, just also to jump in from admin side, if you do want to book an appointment and come and spend time sort of just elaborating on your story, that is also open. So if you want that, then holler at this one, and then she can set it up.
You know, it would be cool. There's like just like a conversation, like let's say it's Andrew or someone, or Igor or someone, or you guys or Juliet, and somebody who's just come off the course, and I don't know, it would be quite cool to just hear, you know. It just makes so much. And then it's not just, you know, okay, everyone gives their testimonials and it's on the website. That's great. I mean, I think it's amazing, but it's just like something about the person sharing the experience, you know, that just makes it so much more powerful. So, yeah, I mean, I think that would be a very, very cool add-on if you guys could get something like that going.
Well, Andre, now that you put it out there, we just sorry. Yeah, actually, the way that you put it, I haven't really thought about it like that, in the sense of having, you know, participants go through like a podcast. So seeing that is your bright idea, you have the first official invite that I'll speak to administration, and we will put a time together, and when we can make it happen, pull in, and you and I will do a podcast, and maybe the first of many. And there are actually a few podcasts which I mean, I've done other podcasts, but there's actually a few podcasts that are in the pipeline for Be Limitless and for the Harlequin Experience. and we just haven't launched that officially. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch that on top of that. So yeah, there you go. I think that's a wonderful idea. I think we just stayed away from it in general because it sounds like, in essence, salesy. But the thing is, when you've asked a question from this point, is you want to listen to other people's experience, and it's actually it's a lack of place to do that. So
It's
yeah,
quite a powerful, like, audio to listen to the conversation. It's not Andrew speaking to Babette. It's just, the experience of it. I think that is very, very, very strong, So
Another
I say yes. I say
another
yes to
idea,
yes, let's do
which
it.
I
Let's
know
do it.
that I actually personally did was, if you're feeling that fire and you're feeling that excitement, just record a voice note and send it to Zania.
I thought I would just share the fact that I've completed a new song for the first time in over a year. And
Dude,
I'm super stoked.
that is fantastic. There we go. Check everyone. That is brilliant, dude. Honestly, that is spectacular, dude. And I love your background. Is that proper, like a chalkboard painted on your wall?
Yeah, I painted it. Well, there's a mirror, and then up there's Ra. And you asked a shitload of questions about this little saying up here. So that is ancient Greek for
Oh,
gnoti
there you go.
seauto, which is know thyself.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's sort of where I try and organize my head a bit.
That, dude, honestly, we need a room like that.
Dude.
That's amazing. That's brilliant. Dude, congrats on the song, my man. That's
Thank you.
spectacular. Yeah. And even if you don't publish it, make sure that you sing it into a microphone, dude. You got to just get it out there. Yeah.
The other thing I can show you is all of my recording gear, but not today. So we're on the way.
We're on the way. Yeah, dude. Well, apparently I'm going to need more recording more recording gear, so maybe I should ask you questions. 'Cause we're going to be doing more podcasts and getting more into audio and our studio and all the rest of it. So
Yeah, I'm keen to get involved. So please pop me a message if you need a hand.
awesome. Are you interested in doing a podcast?
I'm not sure if I would have much to say, but I would love to come and chat shit.
There we go. No, that's all it is. Most of the time, that's what a podcast is. People talking shit, and then people like listening. Yeah.
Oh,
and then every now and again, a nugget drops. So, yeah.
Please don't drop my microphones.
No, dude, don't drop microphones and cameras. Don't drop microphones and cameras. So, awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else? Last rounds? Anyone? Okay, take it as a no. Yeah. Andre, as you say, spread the love. Guys, thank you so much. We do appreciate you. And go out there, make the big difference in your lives. And thank you very much for just honoring us with your presence and going out there and changing the results in your life and seeing where life can take you. So, yeah, thank you. Anything?
No. Awesome hearing from you guys. Was an incredible breakthrough. Just thanks to all of you guys.
Yeah, dude,
you guys are doing awesomely. Yeah, super proud of you all.
You guys put the breakthrough in breakthrough, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Thanks, Urmila. Oh man, you're doing so well. Look at that smile. My gosh, you are gorgeous, eh? Look at that. You are doing so amazing.